Joining us live is Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert. Also with us is Major General G.T. Dwivedi, defense analyst. Colonel G.S.O.D., defense expert, also is joining the broadcast. So Major Shah, let me begin with you first. The situation, of course, spiraling now. Pakistan reportedly launching counter strikes, launching these retaliatory strikes. How do you view this fresh development and fresh offensive?
Okay, Uday, that's a very good question. Uday, I will give this with an analogy where there are two friends who were very good friends at one time, but now their friendship hasn't lasted and now they've become bitter enemies. 14th August 1947, Pakistan gained its independence. Iran was the first country to recognize Pakistan. And in the 1965 war against India, that time Iran had supported Pakistan. In 1971, liberation of Bangladesh, that time Iran had supported Pakistan. Pakistan recognized the Republic of Iran when one of the dynasties had fallen. So they had been why I'm telling you this is, they have been very, very good friends. Now the very fact is, Iran is primarily a Shia country. The two terrorist organizations with the terrorist camps, I would say, which Iran had targeted just 2 days back, they did an airstrike, that's a Shia, that's a Sunni group. Now that group had become a nuisance for Iran as it is. They had attacked the border guard, they had attacked the police station, and just about not even 100 kilometers, I would say, on towards the Iran-Pakistan border. A few months back, last year, they were again firing between Pakistan and Iran over water. The Supremo of Iran, he had given a statement that river, the water over there, they have all the rights. They have the rights. Now, the very fact is, Pakistan is not the first time that people have entered into Pakistan and they have bombarded. US did that in Abota when Osama bin Laden was killed. We have done that as a surgical strike in 2016, as an airstrike, Balakot airstrike. Be it an accidental fire of a missile. Now, Iran does that. So, Pakistan has got no face to show. In fact, in Switzerland, just about a day back, the Pakistani the caretaker prime minister and the Iran's foreign minister were together. And interestingly to note, just a few hours before the attack, Pakistani Air Force had taken out a video, which I've seen, where they projected propaganda about their strength, that they are capable of this, they're capable of that. If that is the capability, why couldn't they preempt these airstrikes? The very fact, and Iran did an airstrike with them on missiles, rockets, and UAVs. So the very fact that they penetrated inside Pakistan, and Iran hit them hard. Now these two friends who I was talking about, jinki pakki dosti thi bilkul, today they are bitter enemies. Now the very fact is they had taken on the insurgents in Balochistan, that they will work together. And even during the Cold War, right from 1945 to 1991, these two had favored the Western Bloc against the Eastern Bloc. Western Bloc is who? America against USSR, before the disintegration of USSR took place. Now the very fact is, now Pakistan, when they had no face to show, badnami to hogi na unki at the end of the day. So they had to do a retaliation on them. Iran also certainly conveyed a message that, okay, they might be a nuclear power, so they claim, self-proclaimed nuclear power. We may not. There was a time when Iran's military was the fifth largest and the fifth powerful military, actually. There was a time like that. Iran has seen those times. And Iran was a superpower of the Gulf. They have seen of the Middle East. They have seen those days. So now, the very fact is Pakistan asked for it, actually. If you ask me fairly, I would say Pakistan had actually asked for it. Now, the very fact is, when Pakistan had to, they kept quiet. There was no statement from them. They were totally radio silence. They had not accepted it. They had not given a remark. It is only last evening, I was on one of the television channels, and that's the time I heard, oh, now they're accepting it, that such a thing had occurred with them. So the very fact is, Pakistan is incorrigible. And now when they retaliate, that's just, I don't know what they're in a bad state. FATF was hard on them. They were in the grey list of, they were really, they're in a really, really utter, I would say, ridiculous state, actually. So Pakistan is in no way to retaliate. Now, even if they do, what they're doing right now, I think it is just a saving grace. मगर कोई इज्जत तो रह नहीं गई. I would like to conclude by saying, supposing someone enter the house and then trashes the daylight out of us, what faith will we have in the society? We will not have. Similarly, Pakistan, utter shame on them, I would say that. And now that is the only saving grace they had to actually kind of and I would equate that with the US attack on the Red Sea on the Houthi rebels. Houthis did try to retaliate back, but harmless in the sense that the US ship which was attacked by Houthi rebels continued on their voyage without a single injury, without any damage to it. So, की फर्क पैंदा है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता भाई. Go ahead, do what you want. So Pakistan is, lost face completely with that.
Now, of course, we do know that India also has reacted. India has come out, Major Shah, and said we, always have adopted a zero-tolerance approach towards terrorism. We appreciate countries' self-defense. That's what we had said in response to the Iran strikes. However, we did add that it is a matter between just the two countries concerned. Major Shah, how should India be viewing these developments taking place very close to our periphery?
Right, Uday. India has already issued what their stand is it's always been very, very clear, crisp, precise to the point, and very mature. Always, be it Russia-Ukraine, be it the Israel-Hamas conflict, be it here. So it's between the two countries, no doubt. And see, if we have always taken an anti-terrorism stance, always. So basically, one thing I have to tell you, China is our bitter enemy, fine. But they do not, thankfully, they do not indulge in tactics like Pakistan does. Cheap terrorism. They do not do that, at least. So the very fact is, India has always taken a stand against terrorism. And if ever there is a terrorist attack on anyone, everyone has a right to defend themselves. That's what happened even on 7th October when Hamas attacked Israel. Our Prime Minister gave out 2 tweets where he did not say clearly. People misinterpreted or interpreted however that we have taken a pro-Israeli stand or whatever. The very fact is we supported 2-state solutions over there at that time as well. So here, even in this scenario, the fact is the whole world knows who harbors terrorists, who harbors suicide bombers, who manufactures them, which is the IT hub. IT hub is not international, not information technology, but international terrorism. The IT hub over here is Pakistan, 100%. So all the suicide bombers, all the terrorists, in fact, Colonel Sodhi is here. He was in Manipur last month. General Dwivedi was in Manipur. In Manipur also we have fought counter-insurgency. There we found insurgents. I will not call them terrorists, but in J&K as well, there we would call them terrorists. So the very fact is, India's stance has always been anti-terrorism, anti-terrorist. The very fact is that. So that the way we are viewing it is right now is anti-terrorism, and I think that's the correct stance we have taken to that.
Yes.